The sea doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. It hides. Beneath miles of ocean, under centuries of silence, there are cities, roads, statues, temples, entire civilizations swallowed by water. They weren't supposed to be there. Some of them appear on ancient maps. Others never did, until divers stumbled upon them. Some were legends, like Atlantis. Others, like Heracleion, were dismissed as myths until they were found. But how do entire cities vanish into the sea? Was it rising oceans, earthquakes, or something else? And more importantly, why do so many ancient texts from completely different cultures tell the same story? A golden age, a proud people, a sudden flood, then silence. This is the story of the world beneath the waves, of cities that should not exist, and of a question that still haunts us. Are the legends true, or have we only begun to uncover the truth? Let's begin where myth met reality. Off the coast of Egypt, under 30 feet of murky Mediterranean water, lies Heracleion. For centuries, it was considered a legend, an Egyptian Atlantis, spoken of in the texts of Herodotus and others, but without a trace of physical evidence. Then in 2000, divers uncovered statues the size of buildings, inscriptions in both Greek and Egyptian, and the remains of an entire metropolis. Temples, harbors, even taxes carved into stone. A city that thrived for centuries and then vanished. Why? Earthquakes, soil liquefaction, the sea taking back the land. No single answer. Just ruins, lying still beneath the tide. Thousands of miles away in the Gulf of Combat in India, a discovery shook the foundations of archaeology. Sonar scans in 2001 revealed symmetrical structures on the seabed, grids, roads, and what appeared to be walls. This was Dwarka, or something much older. The Mahabharata speaks of a golden city ruled by Krishna, destroyed in a great deluge, dismissed as myth, like so many stories from the past. But divers recovered stone anchors, tools, pottery, all dated to a time before the known rise of civilization in the region. Was this the Dwarka of legend, or the ruins of an even earlier culture lost to water and time? Japan's Yonaguni Monument is perhaps the most controversial underwater site in the world. Discovered in 1986, it's a series of massive stone formations, terraces, sharp edges, stair-like platforms. Is it a natural formation, the product of tectonic activity, or did someone carve it? Professor Masaki Kimura believes it's man-made, perhaps over 10,000 years old. That would place it before the end of the last ice age, before Mesopotamia, before writing, before what we call history. If he's right, everything changes. Then there's Pavlopetra, off the coast of Greece. Unlike Yonaguni, there's no debate here. It's real, it's recognized, it's ancient. Over 5,000 years old, Pavlopatri is the oldest known submerged city in the world. Streets, houses, courtyards, even tombs, all preserved under shallow water. It was a thriving Mycenaean city until the sea claimed it. Earthquakes likely played a role, but some argue the rising sea levels at the end of the Bronze Age were just as devastating. Imagine walking those streets today with seagrass waving gently through a doorway built before the Trojan War. In Jamaica, we find Port Royal, once called the wickedest city on Earth. In 1692, a massive earthquake struck. The city, built on unstable sand, collapsed. Buildings slid into the sea, and with them, hundreds of people. Today, it lies preserved beneath the waves, a time capsule of colonial life, a reminder that even in recent history, the sea can erase a city in seconds. Then there's Xicheng, the Lion City of China. Built during the Han Dynasty, it was submerged not by disaster but by design. In 1959, the Chinese government built a hydroelectric dam that flooded the valley, placing Xicheng 40 meters underwater. But unlike others, this city wasn't lost to nature. It was sacrificed for progress. Yet, what makes it extraordinary is how well it's preserved. Pagodas, gates, and intricate carvings still stand untouched by time, protected by the cold water. In all these cases, Heraclean, Dwarka, Yonaguni, Avnapetri, Port Royal, Shicheng, one question lingers. How many others lie waiting undiscovered? Estimates suggest that over 90% of the ocean remains unexplored. That's over 300 million cubic miles of dark water, hiding secrets we can't even imagine. And the more we explore, the more consistent the stories become. A sudden flood, a sunken city, a forgotten people. Across continents and cultures, the myth repeats. From the epic of Gilgamesh in Mesopotamia, Plato's Atlantis, the aboriginal flood stories of Australia, to the flood myths of the Maya and Inca, all echo the same warning. Could these be distant memories of real events? Modern science confirms that during the end of the last ice age, roughly 12,000 years ago, glaciers melted rapidly. Sea levels rose over 120 meters. Whole coastlines vanished. If people lived there, their cities now rest at the bottom of the sea. But if those people were advanced, even just slightly ahead of their time, we may never know. Stone survives, metal rusts, wood vanishes. What we find are fragments, temples without roofs, roads that lead to nowhere, tools without hands to hold them. And every time we dive, we find more questions. Why are ancient maps from the 1500s showing landmasses that shouldn't be visible unless seen before the Ice Age? Why do so many stories describe gods coming from the sea or disappearing into it? Were they real? Explorers from lost cultures? Survivors of a flood? Or are we just seeing patterns in the deep? The truth is, we don't know, but the ocean remembers. And little by little, it gives us glimpses. Broken statues, sunken stairways, submerged cities carved in silence. We're not just discovering ruins. We're discovering our amnesia, a past washed away by time, waiting to be rediscovered. Not in libraries, not in history books, but in the cold, dark silence beneath the waves.